aber in Weitwinkel lassen, ne?
Ja, ja.
Ah ja, da kommt ja.
Okay, das war alles. Kann ich sagen, du bist es nicht grün.
Das ist ein richtiges Erlebnis.
Deswegen haben wir die hergebracht.
Wir sind hier zu einer Flussfahrt oder Seefahrt. Wir werden gleich abgeholt.
One is on the front door. One smaller one is by Andy's leg. So if you go to grab that one, please give him a cursory brush. And there's one right inside the little closet door. But hopefully the crystal clear, spring-fed Rainbow River. Both of these gorgeous rivers, they converge right here in our city limits. And I honestly know very few places having such a beautiful, wonderful thing to offer as we do in Denellen with these two again. So beautiful, yet so different rivers. We kind of like to say that the two rivers, they are the lifeblood of our town. If it wasn't for the two rivers, you can bet it would not be near as appealing to live in or visit Denellen. So again, folks, we are very blessed to have them. And as a side note, the Rainb0w, I don't know, I haven't been out here in like 4 or 5 days because of all the rains. I haven't done a tour in 5 days, which is very unusual for us, but it's been raining so much, it's just not been good to go out. So I will tell you that with heavy rain, sometimes it does take away, degradate some of the quality of the clarity of the Rainb0w, but we'll just have to wait and see how it is when we get there. And folks, we will see a lot of wildlife today. We'll see a lot of birds I'll be telling you about, turtles, fish in the Rainb0w, hopefully an alligator or two. If we are nearing the end of the tour and have not seen any alligators, I will take volunteers to jump in, thrash around just a little bit, see if we can't get gators closer to the boat that way.
I thought you were going to give off half price then.
Yeah, half price for those folks, yes. And then we also may see river otters. And folks, when it comes to the wildlife, I promise you, we're not going to pass anything by without telling you about it at some point. Like over on those logs over there, there's turtles. We're going to see bunches of these turtles out here today. And a little later on in the tour, there's a place Andy takes us that can be impressive with how many turtles get out back there. I usually try to wait to tell you about them then. If we pass by a bird, just means that we're feeling confident of seeing more of the same. In other words, don't panic. I promise to tell you about all the wildlife before it's over. This is obviously, like a lot of other Florida town and river names, it's an Indian name. The Indian meaning or the interpretation where big gators eat little poodles. That really doesn't mean that, folks. It doesn't. There's two things I've learned by doing this tour. I'm in my 11th year. The first thing learned, my comedy really ain't very good. However, the second thing learned, I have captive audience when out here. You really can't go anywhere. So Andy likes to refer to my narrative is a suffering process the whole way through. Actually, what Withlacoochee means, the Indian interpretation, is Little Great River. Little Great River. And this beautiful river was born out of a swamp. The name of this swamp is called the Green Swamp. I know when I say Green Swamp, it's rare to ever have anyone on the boat who's overly impressed with this. However, let me say that the Green Swamp is the second largest wetland in the state of Florida. It is only behind the Everglades in its size. Now let me tell you where this swamp is. For most people, they've never even heard of it. Do all of you on the boat know, even if you don't live in Florida, if you're looking at it a lot of times, and they'll just lay in these big grass mats all day long, you can't see them, and then they don't come out till late evening. So I'm glad that it was nice to see that alligator back there. Yeah. Yeah, I'd really like you to think about the Green Swamp for just a moment. They're not dead. What happens in the winter, all of these beetles you see on these trees now, they end up turning a very rust color brown.
Now, when we've been down here on a Sunday and just sat by the waterway down there.
People swimming got alligators and crocodiles. They're also freshwater crocodiles too. And crocodiles, we don't have those here, but they can be a lot more aggressive than alligators. Yeah. Right here on this beautiful Withlacoochee River. But coming up straight ahead of the boat and a little left, there's a point with three sides. However, you can actually see some of the bottom down there on the sand. See the bottom, see the shells?
Yeah.
And folks, y'all will see it. It's a little few more feet up here. And there it comes, right there. And we are now entering. There are 3 classes of springs, and this would list as 1, 2, and 3. 1 is the highest output spring, obviously. The Mid Springs puts out an estimated average 400 million gallons. On the left-hand side of the boat is dock. There's birds sitting there. We have 2 birds that are cousins to each other on these rivers. We have cormorants and we have anhingas. This anhinga, she is waving. These birds don't have it. The reason they don't is fish is all this bird will eat, and they will not do like the herons, the egrets, the ibis. Indians, they won't walk away from anhinga in their environment. Revered them just as much, if not more. So, folks, the Rainbow River is recognized by the state of Florida as being an outstanding.
Toni, ja, guck mal rum.
Over there in that cypress tree, lower them, there's a brown bird with white speckled feathers on it over there. This bird is called a limpkin, L-I-M-P-K-I-N, limpkin. The limpkins were almost fully cries. I mean, it really lets it all go. It is pure white when it's juvenile. It's actually often mistaken when juvenile for being a smaller. This one has decided to stay and make permanent residence. He stays in about a 25-yard radius right here. also has itself a little nickname. If you could look at the feet of the moorhen and nothing else now, just its feet alone, you bet every dollar that you had on you. The male is full-grown male is like he's painted on. He's got maroon, green. So that's wood ducks. Great blue, little blue, tricolor, black crowned night herons and green herons. The great blue is the biggest one, bones. It makes them deceivingly light for their size. And great blues, apparently the Egyptians regarded them highly. I believe they actually held them as a sacred mascot. Now, not all, but most mascots are trying to instill some power or fear. Red breast, war mouth, skunk knockers, shell cracker, crappie, all of these variations of the panfish family. Any of you live local. Anyway, there's a native grass and native plants. Anywhere you move, they have these things that are built to the environment and climate. And folks, to be honest with you and to end on this, folks over here to the right, this bird that's on this limb, this is the cousin to the anhinga. This is the cormorant. The difference in the two birds, the cormorant here does not have quite the long, skinny neck like the anhinga, and it does not move in a snake-like fashion when on top of water. Also, the cormorant leashes to them. They send them out to fish. When they get fish, they bring them back in by the leash, and they take the fish away from them. Oh, yeah. They stay a constant year-round temp, hovering about 72 degrees, all year-round constant. The darker, swamp-dead, tannic water is generally warmer. Now, when they hit each other right out here, it is a collision of temperatures. This is called a thermocline. I'm sure you've all heard of hot air rising. It's the same thing. When these waters hit each other, right back there, and just what it's not separate off, it's all considered the ball. All the root system of the citrus, all the citrus leaves. The leaves on heavy leaves are the soft shells, common salmon turtles. They have a couple of smaller mussel turtles. These three kinds, soft shell mussels. Oh, that barrel, yeah, that is a cheater. I like to do, you won't know what they are. Without knowing what they are,
Gib mir die Kamera her.
you will not get. However, lots do reach premature death by vehicular homicide. Hatching out in vast clouds all along our roadways. There's no way to miss these sorry things. And folks, once you run your vehicle through them, 3 to 4, maybe 4 to 5 days, this is what you have to wash the front of your vehicle off. If you procrastinate much longer than this, they actually have an acid in their bodies slowly eating into the gel coat of your paint. And it will flat ruin the paint job on the front of your vehicle. So again, this is what a love bug is. Around here we like to say love bugs fly united. And one more quick thing. When it comes to mosquitoes, it is only the female mosquito that bites. This is true. She needs the blood for her eggs. Male mosquitoes practically live off of flower nectar. It's the female that bites for blood for the eggs. Something else, honestly, we should not be shocked over. So folks, this song was composed by a friend of mine. Her name is Mindy Simmons. And this song just sings about some of the unique things that Florida has to offer us. It's called Ain't Florida Neat. Well, we've got roaches the size of Texas, and they've got wings so they can fly. They're full of protein. You think I'm kidding? Now my mom can feed an army with her sweet palmetto pie. Makes y'all a little hungry, don't it? Yeah. And we've got fire ants, cute little fire ants. Why, they're so tiny, they can't hurt a thing. But then they'll swarm you. No, they don't warn you. They all get sick. Ready, one bristle, in unison they sting right up to your kneecaps. We've got seaweed in our bathing suits, and we've got sand spurs in our feet. We're kicking back with Jimmy's margaritas, swatting sand gnats and mosquitoes. Hey, Florida needs. Yep, mosquitoes. Oh man, have we got mosquitoes. The females suck your blood, make you itch. It's satisfying. No, I ain't lying. Oh, when one bites you, you slap her dead and say, I got you, you skeeter. And then there's love bugs. I hate love bugs.
Ich weiß nicht, wann die läuft, das sehe ich nicht.
Oh ja, da blinkt. Sieh, Rudi, da muss blinken.
Ach so, dann hat es ja auch geblinkt bei mir. Dann war das doch.
Wenn du da runter schaust, das ist ja toll. Sieh, wie sich der die Farben anpasst.
Ja.
Alright, Catherine, are you ready? Let's go down inside.
Where's my water in this big ball? Break that pipe.